Hi, I'm Birdie Galaxy, and this is the Lunatic Fringe. Welcome if you're new around here, and welcome back to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed and liked so far. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited about that, and I really appreciate everybody who has left comments and positive feedback and encouragement, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So this month we have a lot of movement happening in Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries, as well as the opposite of Aries, Libra, when we have a full moon. So we're going to have a new moon in Pisces and then a full moon in Libra, which will touch your Libra and your Aries houses. There's also going to be a lot of movement into Pisces, so we will get into that for your specific rising sign. If you want to know what's happening for you in the month of March, what all of this energy moving into Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries is going to mean for you, stick around. Okay, Gemini, let's get right into this. On the 9th of March, Mercury, or the Magician, this is the energy of manifestation, of magic. You have all the resources, you have all the elements here in this one card. You have all the skills to make magic. So Mercury has been in your 10th house, or the house of career or public status, really, infusing your ability to communicate in that area. And now on the 9th of the month, Mercury moves on into Aries, and Aries is your 11th house. The 11th house is the house of community, of friendships, social circles or social networks, collaborative union type of organizations like groups, group dynamics. So when Mercury, the communication and intellect energy, the messenger, moves into the house of social circles, it energizes your communication within groups, within your social network. This can spark dynamic exchanges and an exchange of innovative new ideas that have a consequence on your friendships and on your acquaintances. This can really spark new friendships and have an ability to communicate with those friendships or that social circle or that collaborative effort. So on the 10th of the month, the moon, or the high priestess, this is the energy of your emotions, your gut instinct, your intuition. The moon will have moved into Pisces, where the sun is at this time of the month. This is your 10th house. So the new moon is happening in your house of career, of public recognition, of your reputation out in the world. So the emotional impact and the energizing impact of the two luminaries coming together here can bring a time of profound renewal with your emotions, which brings out some spiritual clarity in matters relating to your career or to your public reputation. So this new moon, like all new moons, are a time for making new plans, starting new things, trying something new. So this really opens up opportunities for you to creatively express yourself and to show that you are a compassionate leader, that you can be a strong voice, a strong energy, a strong character in areas of compassion and leadership. Okay, Gemini, Venus enters the Pisces party in your house of career and public image. This can enhance your professional relationships. Venus is very sociable and opens the doors and softens the blow and makes it easier for you to communicate and be fully in this situation. So this can enhance your professional relationships. Venus brings out your compassionate as well as your artistic touch, especially when it comes to your career. So you're having the opportunity to express yourself in that compassionate manner, but also in an artistic way in your career or your public recognition, or who you are in public, how you're recognized in public. Now, this can foster harmony and creativity in your public image that is also part of your professional pursuits. So you might be an artist being recognized, or you're just having a moment where you can let your creative and expressive side known to the public, or you're being recognized for your creative and expressive side. And basically, you're just being seen right now, Gemini. There's so much, the spotlight is on you being at the top of this whole situation here. You know, you're born here. So this is like the culmination. And this doesn't mean that for everybody, this is like the height. It's not like you're peaking here. It just means that right now, there's a lot of energy shining on who you are out in the world, out as an individual. Maybe you've been hidden for a while. We as Gemini risings have had so much energy in this 8th house for the past 15 years, with Pluto having been there for so long. And now Pluto's over here in Aquarius. This is the year that it's finally going to end up staying in Aquarius for 20 years. On the 19th of the month, it's a little early this year, the sun, or the energy of joy, success, vitality, this is just our vital life force, moves into fiery Aries, where it is rebirthed. It's the renewal of the astrological new year. It's the spring equinox, or the first day of spring. So this brings a period of new beginnings for everything and for everybody, but specifically for you, Gemini rising, because Aries is your 11th house, your social house. This is bringing a period of new beginnings and new social connections that can encourage you to pursue your aspirations with a renewed confidence and with a new sense of enthusiasm for who you are. All this energy shining its light on you in the public, you're feeling this maybe new sense of being able to feel confidence in being out there in the public. You're feeling an enthusiasm for humanitarian efforts, for collaborative efforts. This can foster more collaboration and more networking with other like-minded people who you are working towards a mutual goal, who you are coming together to create something as a community or as a collaborative group. So Gemini rising, there's a lot going on in that 11th house for you, and we're not even done yet. Now on March 22nd, Mars, the energy of upheaval, and it does shake things up, but Mars reveals. It is a very the crisis that can come along with Mars, be it big or small, can be a very revelation type of energy. So Mars moves into Pisces along with Venus. Mars in your 10th house, coming into this house of career and this house of public image, can open up a period of increased drive. Mars is raw energy, so it really just pushes us forward, where before we may have been stagnant, maybe we've just been thinking about it. Mars comes in and lights a fire under your ass, and it pushes you towards this ambition in pursuing spiritual or creative endeavors in your public life or in your career. So you're really feeling this fiery energy to push forward with these spiritual pursuits that ultimately can put you in the spotlight, or have put you in the spotlight, or are building towards a career. This can also lead to you experiencing a more dynamic and a more compassionate leadership style. You might need to learn to be a little more diplomatic and a little bit more compassionate, but you're having these lessons shown to you with all this energy in your 10th house. Now on the 25th of the month, the moon, our high priestess, has made her way around to Libra, and Libra is the opposite of Aries. So when we have the sun and the moon in opposite houses or opposite signs, this is a full moon. And the full moon energy, unlike when the moon was over here together harmonizing with the sun, the moon is now opposing the sun. So this energy is separating, it's pulling apart, and like a rubber band, if you pull too far, it will snap. So instead of these two very opposite parts of your life in conflict, instead of them pulling further apart, you need to find balance. And that is what a full moon is. It shows us the opportunity, it brings us an opportunity to see where we need to find balance at. So this is showing that you need to find balance between all this energy happening in this collaboration, in this new social connections, but don't forget about your self-expression, your self-creative expression. The fifth house is the house of creation, recreation, play, and fun, also romance and procreation. It's about children. Maybe it's your children, maybe it's other people's children. It could be you experiencing life as a child, like childlike joy. So when you have a full moon here in your fifth house and your 11th house, this is opening up the opportunity to find balance between your self-expression and your collaborative expression. This can heighten your focus on personal creativity, on romance, on finding some equilibrium between these desires you have as an individual in matters of creativity and romance and children versus the desires or the already in works endeavors that you have on a collaborative scale. So Gemini rising, the last thing I want to mention is on April 1st, and I always find it a little humorous when this happens on April Fool's Day, but on April 1st, Mercury in Aries will go retrograde. So when we have Mercury in retrograde, this is a time for reevaluation, reassessment, realignment of a specific area. Now, we've already talked about Mercury in the 11th house, opening up that communication in your social, in your collaborative networks, in your group dynamics. Well, with Mercury going retrograde, this can bring up challenges in these communications with your social circles or with your group endeavors. So be careful of what you say. If you have a tendency to piss people off, just watch your mouth, watch your words, be diplomatic, be careful of what you say during a Mercury retrograde. And the reason I'm mentioning this a little bit early in March is because Mercury retrogrades, all retrogrades have shadow periods. So about 2 weeks before and about 2 weeks after the period, and this is I think it's 28 days or so is what this particular Mercury retrograde is lasting, or 23 days. It's 23 days. The period before that can also be very significant. And during a retrograde, you need to make sure that you are not signing any important contracts, not making any big purchases, not doing anything that you can ultimately, that can come back and bite you in the ass if you don't take very careful precaution, like signing important legal documents. Don't do it during a Mercury retrograde if you can absolutely help it. So this retrograde in your house of social connections can also prompt a need to revisit or reassess some long-term goals or connections that you've made with friends or with other group connections or collaborative situations. This can also encourage some reflection and some introspection in your aspirations and your community involvement. You're having to take a look at how you fit in your society and what you do, what you contribute to your neighborhood, to your community, to your greater social network. So Gemini rising, that is what I have for you this month. There's a lot going on with opening up new networks and coming out of the dark shadow that we've been in the 8th house, in the house of deep, deep self-introspection. So I hope that's good for you. And thank you so much for watching to the end. And I will see you next time. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already and help me get over that 1,000 subscriber hump. Okay, thanks. Bye.